Shorty said she coming with her breakfast, cause she saw a young nigga pull up in the Rover. Now she said she wanna come over, yeah, but I don't want no lover. I just wanna make the moolah la, yeah, the moolah la. I just wanna make the moolah la. Got 'em all screaming moolah la, yeah. Been down, but there ain't no faking. Bounce back, I can't let it do the phasing. Made moves, was trapping at the basement. Used to cover faces, I ain't leaving traces. I'm doing better, but I haven't even made it. Following the path, someone tryna save me. Tryna be a better man, like I'm the greatest. You put in half the work, we OT on the daily. Plenty tryna love me, but it ain't no love.
Alright guys, polls are on again. Welcome to the Sunday Smoke, episode number 16. Another special episode here. We're here at the Bunker Lounge in Chipping Norton. And we've got a special guest, Tarek Mourad, owner of Bunker Lounge.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
How you going, bro? All right?
I'm doing very well. Very well, thank you.
Normally we say, Jackson, how you going? But this one, how you going, Tariq, bro?
I'm doing very good, my friend.
That's what it's about.
Jackson, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, as usual.
Every week
as I am every week. Never changes.
That's good.
Tariq, man, we appreciate you joining us on this episode.
I'm happy to be here.
Mate,
it's my pleasure.
From the moment I walked into this lounge, as everyone saw from this intro, it's a great lounge. Very chill, very great for kickbacks. We appreciate you letting us use your space.
No, not a problem. Not a problem.
And we know we can talk on this podcast. We're going to talk all things Shisha, all things business. Whatever else we feel like.
That's right.
All things
that's right.
Shit,
No holding back.
Because as you know, we're the podcast about nothing.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk.
We're occasionally about something.
Yeah. Today maybe we'll be about something.
That something today will probably be me. But yeah.
So, obviously when we run these guest episodes, we like to get to know the guests.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Tariq, your background, you're growing up, what you did as you were younger and how you progressed through the years to get to where you are today.
Wow, I think that will take up 3/4 of the episode. But,
that's all right. It's a guest episode. We've got a long running time here.
So yes, my name is Tarek Mourad. I am 34 years old. I originally am from Beirut, Lebanon. I was born and raised there till I was 11. Me and my parents, we moved to New Zealand in 2001, right after the 9/11 attacks, and we stayed in New Zealand for about 8 years, and then in 2008 we moved to Sydney, Australia, and I've been residing here ever since.
Yeah.
Well,
I am the middle child. I've got an older brother, which most people would be familiar with, Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel Mourad?
Yes.
Yeah, from
and
Aussie Hookah.
He's the Aussie Hookah man, and I've got a younger brother, his name is Rawad.
Yeah.
I'm married, I've got 2 kids.
A family man.
I'm a family man, and yeah, I run 2 businesses. One being in the day, the Hookah Company, which we are the official distributors of Coca Earth charcoal.
Yep. And
we distribute Azure here in Australia. And at night time, I run the Bunker Lounge.
That's it, man.
Keeps me on my toes.
Yeah. And Azure Tobacco, obviously a very popular brand over in the States.
Yes.
So with Azure, are you manufacturers here and you have your own distribution label?
So Azure as a company, as a parent company, it gets distributed in about 35 countries now.
Wow.
So it's done very well in the short 6 years that it's been around. We don't manufacturers per se, as we have to follow the guidelines of the government, the federal government. What we do is we mix the flavors when they get imported and the duties paid for them. We mix the flavors, we bag them up, and we distribute them.
Beautiful. Yeah.
The manufacturers get done overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best.
So what I've noticed from what you've been telling us and what I know about you so far, I've noticed all your business endeavors so far have been related around Shisha, related around smoking.
That's good.
It's a passion of yours. How long have you been smoking for?
I've been smoking for, I would say, 15 odd years, if not a little bit more. Where we started smoking back in New Zealand, where you get a little bit of alfalfa there and there, here and there, a bit of Soex back in the day, and yeah, I was around here in around 2012 where we started. I started looking at it from a business point of view.
Yep.
I started up a company called Epic Shisha Time. That was a long way back.
Sounds epic.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the first few companies that started up doing catering.
Yep.
So instead of going, home deliveries and deliver to homes for parties and things like that, we used to cater for events.
Mhm.
We did Parramatta Park. So every time there used to be an occasion there where either it's a graduation, a christening, a birthday party, over 18 obviously, they used to call us in case, the customer wanted shisha. So we used to cater there. We used to do a couple of restaurants. I used to do one in Guildford. It used to be called the Rusty Fork.
The Rusty Fork.
The Rusty Fork.
Yeah,
I love that name.
the Rusty Fork. Yeah, that had a good run. Unfortunately, it had to end due to multiple partners
Oh, yeah.
never agreeing to things and
Yeah.
having fallout. I used to do another cafe in Parramatta on Marylands Road. In Marylands Road.
Yep.
And yeah, I did that for a few years. We had a shop. I had a little tobacconist in Hoxton Park,
Yep.
in the shopping centre there. There used to be a TSG tobacconist, and we used to have a little showroom for hookers and hooker related stuff. Till around 2013, that's when I took a step away from it.
Mhm.
Wanting to establish a family and things.
Yeah.
So I had to, look for money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then I started off doing tree lopping.
Yeah.
Wow.
As interesting
That's
as
a
it was,
drastic
yeah,
change.
yeah.
I can see the
Well,
similarities.
well, before the shishas, it was IT. I used to do IT.
Wow.
Okay.
From 2008 till about 2011, we used to do IT.
We've got a very diverse guy here.
Very
Yeah.
diverse. And then we did tree lopping. I had a truck and chipper. We did a few jobs here and there. I had a partner at the time, and then we had to go our separate ways. He had a different outlook on where the business was headed.
Mhm.
So amicably, we separated. We went our separate ways. And then I slowly started helping, which became my brother-in-law, in concreting.
Yeah.
So I did concreting for a bit.
Concreting, that's number 5 right now.
Number 5. Yeah. So we did concreting for a bit, but I realized that it was a backbreaker. And if I ever wanted a back, if I had kids, they need their dad with a back. So I had to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
I
Especially with the Arabs, you're born with 10 fingers, 10 toes, and a bad back.
And a very bad back. You sign on it. There's a waiver in the hospital. But I really liked construction. I really liked the concept of it and the, viewing the progress of what you do when you're building commercial or residential property.
Yep.
So I chose crane operating. So I did crane operating.
Number 6, yeah.
6, yeah. I did crane operating for a while, and that slowly progressed to becoming a leading hand. So I became leading hand for a building company, and then I've changed to another company as well, and then I became a full-time leading hand there.
So we're leading hand as in terms of crane operating?
No, as
7.
a builder. Yeah.
You gotta get a checklist up there.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Tariq's resume? It's gonna be like
Oh, bro.
it's gonna be like 10 pages long.
Yeah. 3 pages in references.
Yeah, continue.
So that I kept doing that from say about 2015 to February 2020.
Mhm.
Just before COVID hit, we were on a job site in Hurstville. Things weren't the best, but we were making do, and then we had a bit of a fallout with the builder there,
Yeah.
and I walked away from it.
Can we start a checklist for business relationship breakups as well?
Yeah.
Be its own segment. That's a whole other
That's
episode.
another segment.
That's a whole other episode. Yeah.
So around there, I had the fallout, and I went back. I was working with a friend of mine who owned a crane company, a mobile crane company, Transformer Cranes.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for a bit. Things were going all right. It wasn't the most consistent work, but we made do.
Yep.
And around July 2020, unfortunately, my brother had to go in for a 14-month stretch.
Yeah. Is that
Gabriel,
Yep.
yep. And then overnight, I had to take over the business.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Wow. Just like that.
yeah. So my birthday was 29th of July. 30th of July, he went in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And how was?
That was when he released. He done a overdose tobacco.
Yep.
They did a release party in Belmore,
Yes.
Ambitions Lounge.
Okay,
They did
yep.
that. They did that, and then the next day, his sentencing was there, and he got unfortunately, he got 14 months.
14 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where at?
He got sent to Silverwater Jail for, obviously that's the transfer jail,
Yeah.
and after that they sent him to Manus Correctional Facility in Manus, which is about 4.5 hours away from here.
Yeah.
It was like it's a farm style prison,
Yeah.
so he had to do his 14 months there.
Well.
And yeah, ever since then I've been in the shisha industry back again, and
Yeah.
here I am.
That's it. Here you are. All this time later. Now you have the. Now you're,
Many
this
jobs
is
later.
yeah. Many jobs.
Many
later.
jobs later.
Many references later. Here, owning your own business, the Bunker Lounge. How long have you been trading here?
The Bunker Lounge, I got the keys for this warehouse here in April
Yep.
2021.
Yep.
At the time, and that's another funny story. At the time, because I've got another warehouse in this complex,
Yeah.
I was standing outside. I saw the real estate agent. They were changing the locks on this property.
Mm-hmm.
The guys did the runner. They didn't pay their rent. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be funny if I opened up a lounge here?
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to the real estate agent and I said to him, I've got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to ask you to see if you guys agree to it.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is it? I said, I want to open up a lounge here. Like, he was gobsmacked. He wasn't sure if I was joking or not. I wasn't sure if I was joking or not.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look, I'll speak to the owner and we'll see what we'll do. 2 days later, he gives me a call back. He's like, listen, Tariq, the owner wasn't sure what you wanted to do, but he's on board, because this whole complex is owned by the same owner.
Okay.
And obviously he's seen that, I pay my rent and I'm a more reliable person. So he thought he'd put his trust with me.
Yes.
And I said, look, but we've got to do a condition. He's like, what? I was like, we have to do a 6 months lease because obviously it's a new business. It's a very risky project. So it might work, it might not work.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Came back to me. Well, no, Tariq, we've got to do 1 year. I said, no, bro, it's not going to work. 6 months or nothing.
Okay.
Then came back again. He's like, look, 6 months. It is what it is.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, done. I'm like, I'm not paying bond. He's like, what? No. See you later. Hung up the phone. I'm not paying bond. So I signed the lease, got the keys here, opened up within 4 weeks
Yeah.
of getting it. So fitted it out. In 4 weeks, we opened up. And the business was operating for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Before, obviously, the lockdowns occurred
Yeah.
for New South Wales. And we had to shut for 5 months.
Yep.
In that month and a half, there was a really good prospect on the business. People were coming in. They enjoyed the concept of what the Bunker Lounge brings.
Yes.
And I said to myself, look, it seems like a good idea. I'll hold on to it.
Yep.
So after 5 months, after the lockdown happened and everything like that, we've opened back up, and here we are. We're about a year now. We're coming up to a year.
Beautiful.
Wow. And then I want to go into just a bit of another question, talking about Azure tobacco. So where did that kind of come in that timeline?
So it happened beforehand. So my brother was traveling backwards and forwards to the States.
Mm-hmm.
And he was meeting all these suppliers of shisha related products and stuff like that. And he was actually at a lounge in California.
Mm-hmm.
And in there was the owner of Azure.
Yeah.
He was sitting there, he was smoking. And they spoke to each other, and one thing led to another. They started talking regularly, and then they came up with the idea of, why don't we do Azure here? That was around the 2019, beginning of 2019 period.
Yeah.
And they agreed to it. They sent the shipment in. They sent the head cook. His name's Adrian.
The head cook.
The
I
head
love
cook,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Adrian used to work for Tangiers,
Mm-hmm.
company Tangiers.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great brand.
Yeah.
Fantastic brand.
So he moved to Azure, and then he came here. He showed Gabby the ropes. He showed him how to prepare it, how to mix the flavors. The time period that you need to wait for for the tobacco to be ready to be smoked.
It's a very long process.
It is. All up, you'll be looking around the 5-week period.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a magical overnight thing.
Nah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
And not just that, trial and error with different flavors,
Of
getting your
course.
ratios right, all that.
And again, like as well, like you have to look at the climate. So the the humidity, the moisture,
Yeah.
everything plays a big part in producing a quality product.
Yeah.
And being, Adrian not being there full time, so
Mhm.
you have to kind of take what people say. So in terms of when they smoke it, and if they find it that the flavor is a bit too strong, not enough, the leaves how they are, the juiciness of the product, and things like that,
Yeah.
all comes into play. So you have to give them a lot of feedback. They have to fix up the formulas of how to do things, and then get back to us and
Yeah.
trial it on the next one.
Of course.
So it's not. I wouldn't say it's a complex procedure, but it is quite hands-on,
Yeah.
very hands-on.
And how would you say that's progressed over the past? So we're in 2022 now. Say over the past 3 years, how has that?
We've come a long ways. The main concerns was that the product was actually very juicy,
Mm-hmm.
and that is because obviously getting the ratios right, making sure that the product is soaked in well enough. A lot of aspect plays with it. So now, we're becoming the product's a little bit drier, so you're getting a lot more value for the money that you spend.
Yeah.
We always want to listen to the customer and see what they want as a perfect product for them, because in the end of the day, we're doing it for the customers.
Yeah.
It's a business in the end of the day, as every other business, but at the same time, customer satisfaction is your number one
That's right.
driver. So it's always good to speak to people who are honest,
Mm-hmm.
because the more feedback you get, the more you can tell the other people.
Yeah.
You can tell the head cooks.
But especially here in Australia, where shisha is it's more of a luxury now because it's so expensive. You want to provide the best value for money.
Of course.
People are going to, spend that extra.
It is, and it's a very tricky market.
Yeah.
Because people are so used to the black market, so to say, of people importing and getting through customs and then selling it on the market, versus a company who established itself, paying the duties, getting in here, producing it,
Yeah.
and having it ready for the public.
100%. And I've noticed that you find that when you go about it the way that you have, you end up with a much better product.
Yes.
Because you're gonna have you charge the higher prices, but that also comes with the care in the product. Because when you're dealing with higher stakes, in the sense of you
That's
actually
right.
have to go through all those processes.
The consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Consistency is always the key, because we're getting the product from a trusted supplier.
Yeah.
So the quality of the tobacco always has to stay the same, because it's their name stake at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
So they need to make sure that the quality of the tobacco is always good. The quality of the juices and the fructose juice that they bring in,
Yeah.
it's always top notch. So you always want to have that. And again, the customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
You can't. There's such a little margin to stuff it up. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Now, obviously, we're at the Bunker Lounge. We want to keep this podcast about shisha. Most of this podcast is going to be talking about shisha. So what I want to know is, when we bring a guest on, we always want to know the why behind people's businesses, whether it's shisha related or any other business venture.
Yes.
So why shisha for you? What is it about it that drew you to it?
It's a few drivers of why I created the Bunker Lounge. Stepping back into the industry and seeing where it's at and what people are expecting.
Yeah.
We have a very high standard.
Yeah.
Especially in Australia, being a hard, very difficult country to have that luxury available everywhere. And people always, look up to Russia, Germany, the States, where, it's much more easily available to them. So I thought about creating something that people in Australia can be proud of, and they can show off to say, look, we're in Australia, but we got this. Look at our level of where we at. So you have the Bunker Lounge where people come in. It's funny because it's based on an old concept. Like coming from Lebanon, you know, when you used to walk the streets and stuff like that, you always used to see the cafes, the old school cafes, where a lot of the older people sitting down, enjoying a shisha between each other, playing backgammon, playing cards, arbamiyya, tarnib, you know, things like that, where they're just having a time away from the stresses of life.
Yeah.
And I recreated it with a bit of a twist, where, you know, younger generation can come in here, they can watch the game, they can watch footy, they can watch soccer, Formula One, they can sit there with their friends, they can play Uno, they can play arbamiyya, they can play chess, as you saw, they can play backgammon, and just really, you know, shut off for a few hours in their day from the stresses of the outside.
Awesome. And that's what I love about this lounge. Like, obviously, because I know George and stuff, I was always going to come here. But when you come here, like, there's a lot of lounges. You go there, there's music pumping, especially on like a Friday, Saturday night. It's almost like a club. You sit down to eat. Here, you don't really, you know, here you come to, as you said, you're here to play games, you're here to chill, you're here to kick back. You know what I mean?
Was that something you were specifically trying to implement?
Yes.
Like, you've been to those lounges, you've seen, like, it's a good time, don't get me wrong. We love going to a few places like that on a night out. But have you noticed that a lot of people really do genuinely just want to sit back, have a shisha with their boys, their girls?
Yeah, exactly. It's so people can come here. They can, obviously, because it's such a hidden place. Mm-hmm. It's not out on the streets where a lot of foot traffic's happening, a lot of people coming in and out and things like that. So people that come here, they come to enjoy themselves, relax a little bit. They can come in with their friends. They can sit and socialize. Yeah, and that was a big factor of me keeping the bunker lounge during the lockdowns, is because you were secluded from everyone for such a long period of time that, you know, we have to bring back the social aspect of everything, and people sit back and talk to each other and enjoy each other's company again, because that affects mental health in a major way. Yeah, and sometimes you might not directly be affected, but, you know, it plays in the back of your head. Yeah, where it's like, I feel alone, I feel, you know, no one really talks to me, and like, we built a family here. Yeah. People can come here by themselves and end up walking out and knowing that, you know, they've made a few friends here. They can come here anytime. They can talk to them. They can, you know, they can feel welcome all the time.
That's it. The bunker lounge family. Is what it is. Yeah. Because I think that's one thing that's missing with Shisha here in Australia. Just that element of coming back just to chill out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to have actual just conversations.
Yeah. And I've noticed that a few places, obviously, you know, I don't like to name anyone, but there's obviously always a few places where you go in and you feel like you're going to a restaurant. You don't know anyone there. You're sitting down, you're paying your bill, you're leaving. Yeah. You know, the first day I walked into this spot, like, I felt like, man, it's just a group of friends hanging out. Yeah. You know, smoking, enjoying their time. Everyone's friendly. There's no bad sorts of people that come in. Nah, you know, it's all like good, genuine people that want to come in. They want to have a smoke. They want to relax. You can talk to anyone. Yeah, you know, and it's just a good time all around. You leave feeling good.
That's right. It's so I visited a lot of lounges, and I used to see, because I'm a very good observer, so I see the good, the pros and the cons of every lounge that you go to. So you see the way that they've set up their seating. You see the way that they've approached customers, and, you know, you might have a great customer service people that you know, they speak to people, but again, it's a very repetitive custom where you come in, you order your flavor, you sit, you smoke it, you cough your lungs out, see you later. And that's what you know, another thing that separates us from other people, it's that when you come in here, you know, you're always welcome to go in the back, have a look at the flavors, smell them, see what you want to try. You sit down, more than likely, you know, someone will start speaking to you. Yeah. Not in a creepy way, but, you know, what are you smoking here, you know? Yeah. What do you do? Things like that. Networking. Yeah. And it's a very organic way of knowing people, getting to know people, talking to people and stuff like that. It's not forced. It's not, you know, synthetic or however way you want to word it.
Yeah, it's not manufactured. No, because that's what I love. When I came here a few weeks ago, because I'm not used to going behind the counter and smelling flavors and all that. And Georgie's just like, man, don't look at the menu, man. Just go back, smell some stuff, put some mixes on the table, and I'll mix it for you. Like that, to me, that's king.
Exactly, and it's always giving the customer a bit of an importance, because in the end of the day, you're the one that's coming in here. You're the one that's paying for the bowl. Like, at least know what you want to smoke. You want to smell something that you heard about, or you've seen someone else smoke it. You want to try it.
Yeah.
Have a smell.
Yeah.
We've got over 220. I can't even know the number anymore. But over 200 flavors.
Yeah.
And they're all right. They're all right there for everyone as well. A lot of places have it in the back, secluded. They come out with a head.
Yeah.
Here it's right in your face.
Correct.
That's right. And that's it. And you know how it's stored. You see that it's stored properly, because a lot of places they don't store their tobacco correctly, and then that's why you get some bad sessions.
Yeah.
When you go to some places.
And you can speak to George. Most of the nights that he's behind the bar, you can have that relationship with the person that's making your bowl. Like, you can ask for recommendations, or I've heard so and so smoke this and that.
Yeah.
You always and we're always happy to, in case you don't like it, give it back. We'll give you another bowl.
That's right. And I know that George, even last night when I was talking to him before, straight away he knew exactly what I wanted. He knew that I've been keen to try out pineapple rings from Duft. He knew straight away. He's like, nah, I'm packing you this bowl. You know what I mean? So he knows already by building, because he got that relationship. So he already knows what I want to smoke before I've even smelt any flavors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we keep it exciting for people as well. So it's not always the same thing. We can give you the recommendation that we believe that you might enjoy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's back to you what you want. But people come here always to test out a new product and smoke a new flavor and see how they go.
Yeah,
absolutely. So being a big ambassador of Azure, I want to know, of all the best flavors, the best tobaccos, which one's the best?
Like personally,
which one's the absolute best? No, personally.
Not personally.
I want confidence.
What kicked over really was Unicorn.
Yep.
Unicorn, from the day dot of Azure being released here, it's always been the number one seller.
Yep.
Everyone always loved Azure, always wanted to smoke Azure. Unicorn. Close second would probably be Lemon Muffin.
Lemon muffin.
Lemon muffin. I like lemon muffin.
You know what's funny? We were talking about this a few weeks ago on the
Yeah.
podcast. I don't like the cake flavors.
He's not a fan of the desserty flavors.
Again,
But
we've got many more. That's
the beautiful thing about your shop, Azure, everything. They've got so many options.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And as a business owner, you're only as good as the team that's behind you.
Correct.
So tell us how important it is to have a good team behind you, especially in a field like this where it's almost specialized, because you can't hire anyone. You got to sort of hire people that know what they're doing.
Yes, you wanna hire people that are driven as well. Not necessarily into the shisha aspect of things, but driven in life, where they always keen to be innovative. We're always keen to always give anything a go.
Yep.
And I was very lucky that I got to know George in the beginning stages, and he stood by me from day dot.
Yeah.
And when I introduced the idea of having the bunker there, he signed up straight away.
Yeah. And he's been here since the beginning. He's been there before that when you were.
So even with the hookah company, and with Aussie Hookah, when my brother was running it, he was the right hand man there. He was helping him pack orders and talk to people and day to day things.
Yeah, awesome. Just before we get into a segment, another question I want to ask is, Shisha, it's becoming more and more popular in Australia, but it is sort of lacking when you compare it to markets that are in Russia, in Germany, in America, where it's so popular. And maybe it's because of the price, I don't know. What do you think is missing here in Australia?
Very, very interesting. I'll give you my take of that question. What's lacking is the drive to get people to support each other and standing behind brands that are trying to make it here in Australia.
Yeah.
So we have a very limited amount of people that do what I do, and as companies, I'd love for people to stand by other people who are other business owners who are trying to create a brand here in Australia and trying to do it the right way, because we're trying to show the government that it can be done in the right way.
Yeah.
If they actually lend a hand, or ease up a little bit on us, because they make so much money out of it. Might as well, like, help us help you. So we kind of tackle the black market, trying to get more businesses happening in Australia and things like that. And I believe, our community, as small as it is, they need to stick to each other.
I do want to get onto a bit of a slightly more touchy, maybe serious topic. Like, when you think of shisha, the Argile hookah in Australia, it's very strongly connected to the Arabic culture.
Correct.
Right? Do you think, in a way, here there is some kind of stigma around that, and that's kind of possibly what drives, or has a bit of motivation behind why they feel they want to kind of limit?
Of course. I mean, it also connects to the smoking part of things, where, coming into the new age now, where they want trying to limit smokers. They're trying to make people, go in a healthier route and stuff like that. And that's where it clashes with our culture, where, this is seen as a smoking tool, but in reality, it's more of a social tool where people get together, they sit down, they in a way, it relaxes someone. After a stressful day, you want to sit down, you want to smoke a shisha, you want to unwind, and you want to, maybe talk about your day, or maybe you don't want to talk about your day. You just want to unwind.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I believe Anglo-Saxons in general, they see smoking as a evil thing.
Yep.
And they're always going to have the hand of saying, we can't have too much of that into our culture. We need to limit it because it's detrimental to someone's health.
Okay.
No, and we don't necessarily endorse, people smoking, 5 heads a day. We never try to say something like that.
No one should be smoking 5 heads a day,
And obviously,
and no one under 18 should be smoking stuff like that. And that's why the vape market now is such a bad market for people, because you see kids as young as 11 and 12, having a vape at school and vaping and everything like that, where it's, what are you doing to yourself? You're still very young. Don't follow the trends. Don't follow the things that you see online.
And I think that's also, part of it. Like, you expose people, you show that there's, it's a different type of smoking. It's a social aspect. It's a, you go out on a Thursday night after work, you want to sit with your friends. It's not something you got to be doing 24/7 all the time. And that's where the vapes are terrible.
Correct.
Because they're so accessible.
Yeah.
You have these disposable vapes going around. Everyone's got them in their pockets. If you're driving, you pull it out. You're at school, you pull it out of your pocket. You go to the I'm sure a lot of these school kids are going to during maths class. They're going to the bathroom during the lesson. Yeah. Having a puff, it's wrong, man.
And I'm not necessarily blaming the shops. And the shop owner, at the end of the day, it's a business. Like, he needs to make money, and he knows for a fact that that issue, that double-edged sword, where if I don't sell it to this kid, someone else will.
Yeah.
So would I want to put money in my pocket for my family, or would I just let it go and, send them away to another shop where the guy is probably not going to give 2 fucks about them?
Yeah. I think it comes down to it's ethics and the moral compass of that particular business owner.
Majority of the industry, I believe, should be run on ethics, and that's the major part that's missing.
Yeah. And
where people feel like they're entitled, because they want to do something different or something like that. But really, help those people that are doing it the right way. Help them so they can help you. You put like you stand behind someone's back. You push them to get better, and they're gonna do the same thing to you.
Yeah,
I believe that anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into one of our favorite segments that we have here on the podcast. It's called Grinds My Gears. Right?
It's a household favorite.
It's a household favorite where we talk about, all the little things in life that give us the shits.
Yeah.
All right. Sam, I want to hear from you first.
When you're at a shopping centre, yeah?
Yeah.
And you go into the change room, and they've got curtains instead of doors.
Oh, what a disaster, bro.
I hate that.
You know what? I
can't stand that
hate
shit.
Just anything to do with like bathrooms, getting naked in general. Anything to do with changing.
Yeah.
Curtains are a disaster.
Yeah, I know. You don't know if someone's behind there.
No.
You don't know if someone's going to walk in on you.
I think that it should be an absolute necessity to have like the vacant or occupied
Yes.
symbol on
Yeah.
anything.
Have a lock, something. How hard is it? I'm nervous, man. I'm taking my pants off and I'm like, who's going to walk in right now? What's yours, Jackson?
Look, we've actually got one coming in from a guest this week, which is the first one I want to bring up because I didn't want to forget it.
Yeah.
It's from Shisha Sebastian.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
He goes,
yes.
what grinds his gears is double apple.
You can't knock the OG. You can't knock the OG.
You know what, man? Shisha Sebastian, man. I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure about
what.
that
I'm not sure about that one. What's your problem with double apple? We want to hear an actual reason for why you hate double apple because it's really not bad. I love it.
It's not
I've
that
always
bad.
loved it.
Double apple is what got us into this.
And I
It
still,
all started there. It all started there, man.
I still to this day sometimes just don't want to do mixes. I'll sit down and I'll just have a straight double apple.
Straight double apple.
And it never disappoints.
It never disappoints. It's reliable. It's the same every time.
Yeah. I want to hear from Shisha Sebastian. If you're listening, man, all right, send us a quick audio message. We'll play it on we'll maybe play it on the next episode. Why does double apple grind your gears?
So now I'm gonna go to my personal
one?
one.
Yep.
I got Macca's car parks on a Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Good luck finding one.
What the hell is going on Friday, Saturday nights at Macca's car park, bro? I like you can't drive into Macca's car park without a bunch of 16-year-olds that just got their driver's license.
Yeah.
All right, clogging up the whole car park, sitting on the back of their utes, blasting music. There's about 200 people in one McDonald's car park, all of them which have nothing but a 10-pack of McBites and maybe a sundae, all right, with the extra $5 they have left over after they paid for gas, right? Why is it such... I don't understand what's going on. Why is that your night out on a Friday night?
Yeah, I know.
You want to go for a drive? Go for a drive with your friends.
Because they're broke.
Yeah, all right. But
They're broke. They can't go too far.
is that not slightly embarrassing?
I think it is, man. I don't know.
We believe it is. For them,
That's their way
they
of-
don't know any better.
I guess
They don't know any better.
that's their way of hanging out.
You know,
Yeah.
I went to McDonald's the other Friday night. I mean, and it was probably close to midnight.
Yeah.
All right. It was either a Friday or a Saturday night, man. All I wanted
Dirty Macca's run.
was a dirty Macca's run. I had to wait for at least 35 minutes just to be told that the ice cream machine wasn't working.
Oh my god! You know what? That grinds my gears too. When you go to Macca's and the ice cream,
We all
machine's
know it's
broken.
working. You're just not trying hard enough to make it work.
Did you try turning it off and back on?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the Slurpee machine, man. It works. It works.
Yeah.
I've heard firsthand from friends that have worked at McDonald's. It works.
Of course it does.
It never doesn't work.
Yeah, they probably cleaned it and they don't want to clean it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tariq,
Yes.
what's something that absolutely gives you the shits, like absolutely grinds your gears?
I think most people would relate to that. But when you're driving on the motorway
Yeah.
and there's a car in front of you and you're in the fast lane
Ah.
and they brakes for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they brake for no reason.
Yeah. I like that one, man.
Right.
What are
that's-
you doing?
Why?
There's no cars in front of that car. Why are you braking?
If you're braking, get in the left lane,
thi-
man.
Get in the left lane.
This is the problem with them, right? Because they're worried about their speed. If you're worried about your speed, don't be in the fast lane.
I
You're
know.
either sending it or move the fuck on.
I know, you
Move
got-
to the middle lane. There's 3 lanes.
There-
It's called
yes.
the overtaking lane for a reason. If you're not overtaking, all right,
And it's a
don't be
general
there.
rule. It's a general rule. You got your left lane, you got your middle lane, and then you got your fast lane, quick lane, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
If you're not sending it, get out of the way. And if you're braking, get off the road.
You really know it's a problem when you have to go in the left lane to be the fast lane.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
it's a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to overtake.
Have you ever
all this
done
stuff.
that?
Eh?
I've done that not
Yeah,
even on
yeah,
not
yeah.
even on the motorway. Sometimes like when I was driving on the way to work, right, the left lane would be the fast lane because all the people want to go in the fast lane, so they go in the right lane.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that's not the fast lane anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
you have to overtake on the left,
I know, we're
which
not-
is you're putting your life at risk because you don't know what's going to pull out or you
Yeah.
know if that person's going to turn left at any given moment. But you're driving on the motorway. You're going, say the motorway is 100 k's.
Yeah.
They're going right at 100, and you're behind them, and you're coming closer to them. You're not high beaming them yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they start braking.
You give them a. You give
Are,
them
are you nervous? Get the fuck out of the way.
move, bitch.
Move.
Get out the way.
You're on the fucking
Listen to Ludacris.
fast lane. Just fucking send the car, man. Just press the gas. Just go 110. Make me feel good about myself.
Bro,
Yeah.
they've. I play a lot of NBA 2K, and they got a badge on there. What do they call it? Intimidator.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's basically when you're driving up behind someone and you get them to speed up to move over. You force them to speed up. That's called the intimidator, right there.
Yeah.
Some people call it tailgating. I call it intimidating.
And the weird thing as well, like, you know, if based on the car that you drive, is the level of respect you get on the road.
100%.
So if you're driving in a Corolla, you're not very intimidating.
Nah.
But if you're in a kitted up Ranger with 33-inch tires and you got spotlights that will blind someone 100 k's away, you're moving the
They're
fuck
getting
on.
the fuck out of the way.
You're getting the fuck out of the way, and especially if they start driving very close back, you know,
100%.
behind your
Because
ass.
you get run over.
So if you don't want to risk that, go to the left lane. There's
Yeah.
2 other lanes that you can just drive as fast or as slow as you want.
If you're driving in a Corolla or something, man, they're gonna start brake checking you. They're not gonna care.
You know what I love about this? I love how passionate Tariq was about that. You know, this is what Grind My Gears is all
'Cause
about.
that-
He's starting to sweat. He's
Because that definitely grinds my gears. Like, why are you in the fast lane? There's no reason. Get out of the way. That's
Look,
it.
man, if anyone's listening, keep left. All right, guys, it's time for my personal favourite segment, stressful situations, whether necessary or unnecessary.
Ooh.
They're just
Interesting.
you know?
Yeah,
things
so
that
just a quick recap on what we've been doing. I know that you've seen a bit of our podcast. So the segment initially started off with unnecessarily stressful situations, right?
Yeah.
And people seem to like it, where it was things in daily life where, you know, you shouldn't be stressed about, but we stress about it anyways.
Yeah.
Then that kind of turned into, well, you know what? We're going to give stressful situations just in general, and we're going to talk about whether we believe them to be necessary or unnecessary.
That's it.
And that, you know, can create a conversation. You know, people with different opinions.
The pollable question, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
Pollable questions.
That's it. You know
Yes
what?
or no.
Yeah. What's your stressful situation, Jackson?
Like I did in our first segment, Grind My Gears, I'm actually going to bring in one from the fans first.
Yeah.
So this is from a friend of ours, Yusuf.
Yeah. Good
Here
old shout out, Yusuf.
He comes in. I'm going to read it off. So finding out your flavor. Finding out that you're out of tobacco after you've already put the coals on.
Wow.
So for anyone that smokes shisha, they can relate to that one.
100%.
But just imagine packing a bowl. Just imagine putting the coals on. They're halfway done. They're ready.
That's it.
All of a sudden, you don't have that flavor you wanted to smoke.
Yeah. You got
Now
no
your
flavour.
whole session is ruined.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You've got
Because
no
the smartest way to do it is starting the coal first. Because by the time you get the bowl ready and get the shisha ready, your coals are nearly done.
That's
Yeah.
the way that it should be done.
That's why you got to do a stock take before every
Yeah.
time you.
You got to do a stock take.
Yeah. Get the pad out. Start writing down the
Got to
grams.
weigh out the grams.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's never happened to you, but considering how much stock you got, that's definitely you've never been short of stock, man.
Yusuf, take some notes, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do a stock take.
Organise yourself better.
Get a pen and paper.
My one.
What about you, Sam?
We're going back to the McDonald's drive-through. All right, or not even McDonald's drive-through. Just going to McDonald's in general, or any takeaway shop. When you're the guy, all right, that's taking down the order for your group of people, and you got to put that order in the Macca's. To me, that is a very stressful situation. Trying to find out, all right, have I got enough food? Did I get everyone's order? And then and then if they've forgotten something in there, you got
to wait for them.
Yeah, you got to scour through the bag. You got to make sure everything's there. I don't know, man. I don't want to.
And you're embarrassing yourself because you're the one that's talking to the lady at the drive-through.
Yeah.
Right. The man or woman at the drive-through.
You're the spokesperson.
All right. Yeah, the spokesperson for
Gender
the team.
fluid.
Yeah. And the mate next to you forgot his order, so now she's sitting there waiting for 30 seconds till he remembers what he wanted to get.
Yeah.
Or he figures it out, and you're sitting there looking like a dickhead.
Yeah. Or like when you're in there, and then let's say you got a group of 4 in you, so you're the driver. You got 4 more boys in your car, or girls, whatever, gender fluid as you said. And then you're asking the question: does anyone want anything else? And everyone's just thinking for an unnecessary amount of time.
Yeah, that's it. I'd say that's it. Nah, we're good.
And
Next.
that awkward silence,
Yeah.
where the person behind the counter is waiting for you because they want to process your order, and you're like, sorry, just 1 second.
Well, do you think? Wait, firstly, unnecessarily stressful or necessarily stressful?
I think that's unnecessary
Same.
It's
stressful. man.
unnecessary.
Part of their job.
Stressful.
Yeah.
They know it's gonna happen. They deal with that on a daily
You're
basis.
still getting paid. Who gives a shit? Just wait.
But you know what? Speaking of McDonald's, we brought this up a few times. Tariq, which takeout place do you reckon has the best hot chips?
Oh,
We've-
this is going to be a reoccurring question.
This is going to be because we've heard some funny ones.
Macca's.
Macca's?
Really?
He's
Macca's.
got Macca's, man.
Yeah, because KFC or even now Hungry Jack's, they become soggy. They become soggy very quickly. At
You
least
don't
with
think
Macca's
Macca's become
one,
soggy?
it needs a while. So if you're ordering it through Uber Eats,
Yeah.
more than likely you're going to get soggy chips.
Yeah.
But if you're taking it yourself from the drive-through, chances are, as soon as you get off the window, you start eating those chips.
That's true.
So those chips are going to be hot and ready
Yeah,
for you.
exactly. Jackson, he's just waiting for
I'm
that
waiting
one
for
person.
someone to say Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, I know. He loves his Hungry Jack's chips.
Hungry Jack's chips are good. They're not that good, but it's not saying they're not that good. But I'm saying sometimes they might be undercooked because they're
Undercooked?
so thick.
You're getting a raw
That's true,
potato.
and that happens with KFC. Look, the one fault, all right, that you got to give to KFC and Hungry Jack's is they can't. No one is as consistent as McDonald's.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right?
And with KFC, they have the closed box on it,
yeah,
so they're trapping all the
moisture.
Heat, so
Yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
moisture, and then they make them soggy.
That's it. Science.
Science. Yeah, you can't beat science.
so I got
And your stomach.
one more stressful
Another one.
situation.
Okay.
This is my
You're-
personal one.
You're pretty stressed. That person.
I get stressed out a lot. That's when you ask someone what they want, maybe a drink, maybe you're mixing a drink, and they say, "Surprise me,
Oh,
bro."
surprise. You
Bro,
I've
because
got
you know
something to
what?
go with this.
I'm gonna go back to the bar, right? I'm gonna mix a drink for myself, or I'm gonna order what I think they want, right?
Yeah.
Now, why should I be stressed out if they don't like it? They said surprise me. That's on them. If they don't like it, that's their fault. But
Yeah.
I feel bad if they don't like it. So obviously, I want to go back, get them something else if they
Yeah.
don't like it. But it's just that thought, like, why is it on me to decide what you're gonna enjoy?
Exactly.
It's not. That's not my job.
Yeah.
Your job is to decide what you enjoy, so I can say to the person, "This is what he wants."
At least give a flavor or something.
Because if you say surprise me, I'm gonna give you something that I like.
This sounds like every night here.
surprise me.
Yeah, when I ask the
Actually-
customer,
Yeah.
what do you want to smoke or what do you feel like smoking? Surprise me.
You know
Or what
what?
do you think is good? Mate, the level.
Can I just say the reason I thought of that? I actually only just thought of that right before we started the podcast
Yeah.
because I said to George, "Surprise me."
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm actually glad that you brought this one up, all right? Because we haven't talked about Ray yet on this podcast.
Oh my
and we're
god!
about to. So Tariq, if you don't already know, we have a reoccurring theme where we have a member in the family that
Yes.
we like to roast a little bit.
Yes.
All right, we take him by the name of Ray.
Okay.
all
Call
right?
him Ray.
We always call him Ray. All right, and he's always just doing stuff that just either stresses us out or just makes us go, "Why, Ray? Why, Ray? Why?" All right, and that you brought this up. All right, there was a period of time where I was like pretty much addicted to Boost juice. It was the common thing. We go to Westfield, we'd get a Boost juice all the time. And Ray, he always knew that my favourite was Passion Mango. Passion Mango, always. Large, beautiful, my favourite thing ever. We're in Westfield, we're walking around, and he's like, "Sam, I'm gonna get a Boost juice. What do you feel like?" I said, "Surprise me." All right, he goes, gets it, comes back. I'm drinking it. I'm like, "Bro, is this Passion Mango?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro." And I'm like, "I told you to surprise me, man. Why are you getting the same thing that I order every single time?"
Because you got to keep in mind, you guys used to hang out a lot, like
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So he's with
He-
you on all those Boost Juice
He
trips.
He knew that Passion Mango was my regular, and I say surprise me, and he gets
Maybe it was a trick question.
my everyday order. I mean, but then again, with that said, I was surprised because I was expecting something else. So
So he did his job then.
I guess he did do his job. Right. So Tariq, just before we wrap this one up, quick question for you.
Yes.
Obviously, you got the bunker lounge here, beautiful lounge.
Thank
What's
you.
next? What do you think is next in the business ventures for yourself?
Oh, that's a very, very big question. I really don't know. At this stage, just keep working on the bunker. Keep
Yeah.
making it a successful venue for people to always enjoy coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the things that we do here is, slowly, renovate, add things inside the bunker where people feel like, they're part of the process, they're part of the change.
Yeah.
So I've asked that question on the Instagram a while back, like
Yeah.
what would you like to see?
Yeah.
Our highest response were food items.
Yep.
So that might be the next on the menu.
Yeah. Food items.
Adding a food option into the bunker.
Can I make a slight suggestion?
Macca's chips.
Hungry Jacks.
cheeks. Hungry Jacks.
Chef, 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 chef.
I'm just joking.
Hungry Baba.
Chef, chef, chef.
It's that flavour, man. It's getting to his head.
No, but like to keep it at least a bit consistent with the vibe that you got here. I personally think you don't want to come in, sit down, have a full-on meal.
No.
More so, like I've seen from some places, they will pull out maybe trays of like some busik or like things to snack on.
100%.
Things that will fill you up. You can enjoy. You can eat a lot of, and it'll satisfy you.
Finger food.
But not something you're gonna come out like you're not gonna have one massive tomahawk steak.
Yeah, you're not ordering the sirloin.
You don't want a tomahawk steak?
Oh, look, I love tomahawk
Yeah,
I'll
steak.
cook you a mean tomahawk steak, man. One thing that I do in my pastime is low and slow cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do briskets, beef ribs. I do a fair amount of barbecues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I like to do it outside. I like to bring in people that they come in, they want to enjoy food with us. They get to cook with us.
Yeah.
But one thing that you should know about the Bunker Lounge, we don't do things as what people expect us to do. So
Yeah.
if I'm gonna add a food item into this, it's gonna be with a twist. So
Yeah.
always expect the unexpected here.
Yeah.
Love it.
Never say never.
Never say no.
Man, who's gonna? You know what? Next time we bring Tariq on, we should bring Ellie on as well, man. Because my brother, he loves a good barbecue. He
Yeah,
loves slow
done.
cooking. He loves.
You guys let me know whenever you want
That's
barbecue.
Maybe we'll do a podcast while we're barbecuing.
fucking oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it.
That's it, man. All right, it's been a great episode thus far, and I think it's about time to wrap it up for this one. So, Jackson, you love doing the social media plugs. Take it away.
Yeah, it's my time to shine. So we got ourselves the Sunday Smoke on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out the Sunday Smoke. Hit the bell notification.
Yep.
Like the video if you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, still hit the like button.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. We're at the Sunday Smoke clips, so that's where you find all the latest clips from the past week's episodes.
Beautiful. And if you don't have any of those social media outlets, you can get us on email, thesundaysmoke@gmail.com. That's ours. And Tariq, if anyone wants to hit you up at the Bunker Lounge,
We've got the Bunker Lounge Facebook page and Instagram page, the Bunker Lounge AU. That's our Instagram handle.
Yep.
I'm always around, so if you have any questions or you want to make a booking, we've got the website, thebunkerlounge.com.au, and you can find us on the Aussie Hooker Facebook group.
Yep.
Where you get to interact with a lot of people and keep up in the updates with us.
Beautiful. And that's it, man. Tariq, I want to thank you for coming on this episode.
Thank you guys for
It's a
having
pleasure.
me.
It's been a
The
long
pleasure's all
time.
mine.
It's been a long time coming. We'll definitely have you on again.
Yes.
This is the first time, certainly not the last. So, well, I'm not going to ask you this question, Jackson, but Tariq,
Yes,
what's
sir.
what's the time for?
I think it's time for the calls to come off.
Beautiful. Thanks for listening, guys. Matt, thanks, bro.
Thank you very much. sir.
Legend.
Thanks, Jackson.
That was good, bro.
Do you have a favorite flavor?
No,
No.
Nah.
no. I don't have a favorite flavor. The range is way too wide for me to have a set flavor.
It's all about the mood.
Yeah, correct. Like what you're smoking now is some of my favorite.
Yeah.
That mix there is a staple now that I always go back to. The tea flavor.
Your host fell out. It's just, I should have waited. Oh no, I stuffed up. I should have waited for you to take it.
waited.
I saw something flopping around.
That's not me, bro.
But yeah, so just excited to see you.
Yeah.